Hello and welcome to another video from me, Absolute Quality. Today we're going to be talking about Ashen. Now, Ashen is a RPG for the Microsoft and the Xbox One. It's kind of a Dark Souls type movement guided by an intriguing plot and a series of quests. Now, the game kind of runs on quests, which Dark Souls really doesn't. You kind of just explore and splunk by yourself. This one kind of guides you to areas, certain places because of the quests, and you kind of have to do some of them. I don't think you have to do all of them. Once you get towards the end, I don't think you have to. I'm kind of in the process of doing all of them because I just kind of feel like I should. But you know, you don't have to do all of the quests. One quest I know makes it so you have to get through, so you kind of have to guide by the quest a little bit for a while to get actually through the game. This game was released in 2018 by A44 and published by Annapurna Interactive. So far, I love this game. I love it. 100%. It's super, super fun. It's new. It's not something that is copied a lot. The Dark Souls movement especially isn't copied a lot. I know that Bloodborne had it, but because I think it was made by the same people, lol. I don't think this one was made by the same people, so the Dark Souls movement is super fun. I always love that. I love the whole don't die concept. I really like the whole don't die concept. It kind of makes the game a little bit more fearful and kind of careful. You don't really rush through the game because you don't know what's around every single corner, and so it's super fun that way. I really love the game, but get out of the introduction phase here. It is all about the art. That's what this video is about. It's the art style and how it's haunting and soothing at the same time. Let's talk about the first one right now, and that's going to be calming / soothing. It has refreshing graphics from most games today. Most games today are kind of getting into the realism side of things, so the game actually looks kind of real. I like this. I like this a lot. Don't think that I don't. I actually like the whole realism thing, but this kind of is a step back, really, into kind of more of the development into the game itself, rather than into the extreme graphics of the game. And I actually like it a lot. I love the art style in this game. It's super, super soothing, and it's kind of inviting, if you know what I mean. The colors are basically perfect. All of the colors. In every single biome that you go into, the colors are bright, they're fluorescent, they're there. In Dark Souls, which is, I'm basically going to compare this to Dark Souls the whole time just because it's literally a carbon copy. I don't know what else to say. The scenes and the colors that are there when you go into every single biome, they're honestly perfect. They're there. They point out at you. It's not grunge, it's not black and gray, it's a whole bunch of colors. You got trees, you got everything. It's super, super interesting when I'm going through because I get these nice vast landscapes with all these enemies that want to freaking kill me. The lighting in most places works really well. The lighting everywhere, I don't have a problem seeing, except for some certain areas, which I'll get into later. Everything is sculpted beautifully and makes me feel really good. I don't know how else to explain it. It's refreshing. It's cool. It's awesome. Otherwise, I don't know really how to explain that. It's a new world that makes me want to explore every single inch of it, even if those inches terrify me to death. Okay? Let's talk about the haunting side of this game. The haunting part. So, for the haunting part, the enemies are legit scary. Now, I'm not going to go into the fact that they're scary because, ooh, jump scare, or, they're crazy. No, it's more of the fact that they're beautifully sculpted to be terrifying, if you know what I mean. They all have their own moveset, they all have their own look about them. Certain enemies have multiple variations of those enemies where they're kind of scary looking. They all have their own weapons. You know, the enemies in mind, they took in mind to take these enemies to the next level. And there's a certain enemy that I kind of want to point out that is legit super scary, and the only place you find them are the dark caves. Now, the dark caves in this game are the dungeons, and they are awful. Awful, I tell you. I hate them with a burning passion. One especially. Mainly because there's a certain shortcut in that dungeon that no one knows about, or that no one I have seen knows about, and everyone's just kind of going through the dungeon, you know, fighting every single piece of thing by yourself because your NPC jumps off the map because he's stupid, and I think he's supposed to do it at that point. But anyways, there's a certain dungeon where it's just so tight. Everything's so tight. There's bridges with giant drop-offs on both sides, and they're not very long. But the enemy within this game is the Wraith. The Wraith is in these dungeons. These dungeons are riddled with Wraiths. Now, on the screen right now, you've probably seen me die to the Wraith, or you're about to see me die to the Wraith. The Wraiths are relentless. No matter how much health you have, you will die if they get on top of you, and also they kill your other partner as well. You kind of run around with an NPC the whole time. They're Wraiths. They're black ghosts with blue or red eyes that have insane movement, and they make things really, really interesting. You kind of have to watch them the whole time, and fighting multiple at a time, which you've probably seen already or you're seeing now, is super difficult and not advised. I wouldn't advise it. It's just not very fun. Even if you have super good movement, you're probably going to get slipped up at some point, and it's just infuriating. It's not infuriating. It's kind of terrifying, not going to lie. But in the dungeons, they made this art style where you have to use a lamp. You can't go anywhere without a lamp in the dark. It's so dark. If you don't have your lamp, you're dead. It's hard to see, and you're gonna die because you can't see anything. In the dungeons, they especially have a few enemies that are carved out to be absolutely freaking terrifying. Not hard by any means, just don't like them. Don't like them at all. But the ambiance of these dungeons, the fact that you have to use a lamp, the fact that they're super tight and the walkways are so narrow, it's super, super interesting and super terrifying. You know, like every single step, I'm subconsciously having fear about what's around the next corner, you know, if I haven't seen it yet. I'm walking down there with supreme carefulness because I don't know what's going to happen. I physically don't. And it's super, super terrifying. It's not scary by any means. It's just I don't want to die down there. Because that means I got to go all the way back up to the top, fight my way to the dungeon, then go down into the dungeon, fight my way all the way to my dead body, and then hopefully don't die again. Because then I got to go do it again. You know, it's kind of that fear of, I don't want to die right now, I don't want to die, let's not die. That's basically the fear that you have when you're walking around in those dungeons. But the art style of it kind of embodies this fear. You know, I am terrified of it because, again, the hallways are super narrow, there's giant drop-offs literally everywhere. I've fallen off the map multiple times. I don't know if it'll be in the footage because I probably won't put it in there. But I've fallen off multiple times in those dungeons and maybe thrown a controller or two. Probably, I don't throw controllers anymore. I did it once and I broke it and I don't want to do it again. When you take this haunting kind of art style in these dungeons and you take this kind of soothing, calming art style on the top side, you kind of shove them together, you make this beautiful game. And it's beautiful. I love every single second of it. I love the ambiance of the game. I always love playing and kind of looking around and having a good time that way. It's super fun. So, with that being said, there is my artistic style take on the game. I don't know if it was that great, but we'll see how it works out. I'm probably going to make a review on this game when I finish it, which hopefully should be soon because I do love this game a lot. I'm kind of rolling through it. I want to make a nice little review about the game and then go from there. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and do that as well, and I'll see you later.